This episode is brought to you by My Dick. You're welcome, bitches. Now let's start the episode.
Our sins and woes. Our sins and woes. Our sins and woes.
Welcome to episode 9 of the Our Sins and Woes podcast where a bunch of dumbass millennials talk about their dumbass opinions, their dumbass perspectives, their dumbass mistakes, and their dumbass complaints. I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. Now, before I introduce my first guest, I gotta address a very specific situation. And that situation is you niggas. Like, I'm really tired of you motherfuckers sliding in my goddamn DMs saying, do an interview with me. Now, I don't know if you actually watch the podcast, but like, we definitely don't do interviews here. That's not a thing. I don't give a fuck about your life story or anything like that. I don't care what you did to make you who you are today, but I do care about your experiences. Like, what you did back then. I don't care what it made you today. So stop sliding in my fucking DMs talking about doing an interview for me. I don't do interviews. I do conversations. Now, when you say, okay, let's talk about something, and I ask you, what do you want to talk about? Don't tell me you want to talk about life, today's culture, and society. Nigga, we talk about that every fucking episode. Like, literally every fucking episode is based off of that. So unless you got something very important that you want to talk about and something that you can give your insight on based off your experiences and your fucking knowledge, don't slide in my DMs talking about you want to be on an episode. The sad part is, I'm probably talking to everybody that doesn't listen to the fucking episodes, because if you listen, you would know that's not what we do here. So I'm sorry, audience, that I had to group you all in that shit, but I got a gripe, a bitch, and a moan to complain about with all these people that are talking about, let me be on your podcast. Hold my dick, all right? Which is what this episode is brought to you by. With all that being said, let me go ahead and introduce my guest. Brandon, what's up, baby?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah, yo.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you. We got a lot of fun. It's going to be fun.
Already guaranteed?
I guarantee. Guarantee. All your money back, and you didn't pay nothing, so hey, I'm not going to lose.
Big facts. You don't get paid
right?
shit.
Exactly.
Cameraman gets paid first, and he ain't get paid shit.
Hey,
so.
man, he ain't get paid nothing, so.
So, with that being said, you're a local comedian.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this very serious question. Is being a comedian in today's society really the easiest job in America?
Shit, yeah. I feel like being a side nigga is kind of the most easiest shit. I don't know,
being
man.
a comedian is way easier.
I don't know, man.
Look.
Because you got to be funny to be a comedian.
Exactly.
But side nigga, all you got to do is just give dick, and then you're good.
Wait.
I'm just saying, like, if you're a side nigga, all you gotta do is just give dick and just put the kids on the bus.
Nah, bro. You could tell a knock joke and like be a comedian.
But you can still be a shitty comedian and like nobody will book you ever.
Which is where I'm going with this.
Okay, true. You know what? Okay, yeah, you're right.
Because
okay.
people will say, because you can be funny from time to time. People tell me that all the time. Like, oh, you're hilarious. Like, you should be a comedian. I'm like, do you know how hard it is to stand on stage and like actually be funny consistently, like for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, that's
like,
just hard.
Me and you can sit here and laugh back and forth, or me
Yeah.
and you, or me and any of my other guests can sit here and have a conversation back and forth where like I can tell jokes or I can be funny and stuff like that. But like to hold the room and be funny, not a very fucking easy job. But people like they downplay what you do.
They do.
Like
they do. Like that's the shit I hate, because like being a comedian is like the only occupation where like people announce that as soon as you get introduced, like, oh, there's my friend, he's a comedian, and then they're like, tell me a joke. And then like that's the shit that fucking oh my god, like that triggers me so hard.
Joe Mama joke lined up for everybody that ever asked me to tell them.
I do, but like the shit that bothers me, like I'd rather you come to the show, because like, that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, like you're supposed to come out. The experience. Like if I tell you everything right now, you're not gonna want to, come out to a show. So it's like
I've heard everything he has.
Yeah,
to
it's
offer.
like all right, I heard everything. So like, but like, say for example, I get introduced as a doctor. Nobody's gonna say, "Hey, do open heart surgery," or "Hey."
Wait, they don't?
No, or. So I'm just saying, if I came out, I was like, yo, I'm a doctor, and like they're not gonna be like, oh, hey, can you like, fix my heart for me or something, like some dumb shit. Or if I say, hey, like, check this out. Have you ever met a chick that like worked at Starbucks and she was like, hey, I'm a barista, and he was like, hey, make me a drink right now?
Yes.
That fucking never happens.
I do that all the time.
But does it happen?
No.
Exactly. See? And then you're like, all right, cool. I'm gonna come by Starbucks, check you out, get a drink from you. And
that
then boom.
absolutely never happens either.
Oh, well,
I
shit.
never show up just because they said they're
you
a
making
barista.
those free drinks? What are you talking about? If you get the right
These
one.
bitches trying to cut a check. Like, what you mean?
You true. You're right. You're right. I don't know. That's why I mess with these white bitches. All right.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
But no, like people think like that rush of like being on stage, like let alone like me doing this podcast with you right now. We're on camera, and we're on audio, and this shit is gonna be posted for a bunch of people to listen to. There's a rush there.
Yeah.
Like being recorded and knowing that now you can't take back what you said.
Exactly.
So that rush of being on stage where it's a little different. Like if I wanted to, I never do, but if I wanted to, I could edit a lot of shit that gets put into this podcast.
Yeah.
I like the authenticness, so that's why I keep everything that we record. But you're on stage, you're telling these jokes, and now you know, like, you've stepped into no man's land. Like, there's nothing that you say that can get taken back.
Exactly.
You can't be like, oh, I'm sorry, nothing like that. But, like, when you're telling jokes to your friends and stuff like that, you can play that
you
role.
play it off.
So that's why it pisses me off when people say, oh, yeah, you should be a comedian. I'm just like, no, I think being a comedian is a very hard job, but people look at us like it's one of the easiest fucking jobs in America. So, and then I think, like, comedians can be some of the best, like, profilers.
Yeah.
Like, damn near FBI quality.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, like, y'all have to gauge the room. Y'all have to see who's responding accordingly to what's being said and who's being, to the tone of the conversation.
Exactly.
And, like, how do you maneuver that? Like, what are you looking for in the audience?
So, typically, when I'm, like, in the back of the room, I kind of just look at the crowd and see what kind of, usually, like, age range, because you don't want to go out there and make a bunch of dick jokes.
Before you get out?
Yeah, before I get out.
Okay.
It's like, I don't want to go out there and make a bunch of dick jokes, in front of a bunch of, like, 55-year-olds. Like, yeah, so, I was fucking this bitch last night. And then it's like, all the old people are just like, all right. Okay.
Grab a bitch. You start a joke with bitch.
Yeah, and then it's just like, oh,
the 62-year-old in the crowd?
Like, oh, I never just clutched their purse and shit.
Wait, are they clutching their purse because you're a comedian or because you're black?
Well, the black part, yeah. Mainly because the black part. Like, normally, I'd be like, yo, y'all need to laugh. I'm going to rob you after this. And, like, that's when they get all scared. I'm like, it's jokes, man. It's jokes. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man.
Hecklers.
Ooh. Fun.
How much do they contribute to your shows? Because I feel like when I watch, like, comedians do stand-ups and, like, the people like Andrew Schultz. I'm a big fan of Andrew Schultz because he directly attacks the audience. So he expects hecklers and he expects like the front row to react. So when I like most of my favorite moments in comedy or watching stand-up comedies are like the people that reacting to the audience. Like D. Ray Davis does that shit. And I fucking enjoy it. Eddie Murphy and all his old stand-ups, he used to do that shit, like react to the crowd and stuff like that. Is hecklers more beneficial or like more unofficial?
Depends. It honestly depends depending on the venue. Like, so say, for example, if you're doing crowd work and there's no security, that shit might go south quick. Because at least if you know security's there, you're protected.
Yeah.
Because there's been plenty of times I've seen, hecklers, heckle, and then, the comic goes off on them. And then they get on their films and they try to rush the stage and there's no security. And then
that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
You gotta use that mic stand. Use that little baton shit.
Motherfucker turned into Michelangelo real fast.
Turn to a Ninja Turtle
or Donatello,
shit. But like, it's crazy because you would think people come to a comedy show to have fun.
God forbid.
And then sometimes they want to be part of the act. They think that, I'm drunk and I'm gonna make this about me.
My
now.
voice is more important than the person I came to listen to.
Exactly. And then that's when things turn south half the time. So like I had experienced one time where I had a heckler. I was like very young into the game, and he actually wasn't heckling. I thought he was, and he was having a seizure in the back of the room.
Wait, time out.
Yes. Yes.
Time to fuck out. You thought he was heckling, but he was actually having a seizure?
Yes. Because he's all the way in the back. So, like, all I hear in the back is help me. So, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So, I canceled everything. I started going off on this dude. So, my friends on the side trying to wave me off.
You're over here roasting a dude that's going through a seizure right now?
Yes. And, like, my friends are trying to wave me off. So, I was like, no, fuck that guy. And I'm just going in for like a good, 3 to 5 minutes. And then I get off stage, and they're like, yo, he was having a seizure. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh.
Yo, you ain't shit.
And his mom is, like, walking in right now to come pick him up. Kind of like, he was, like, his parents were nearby, so like his mom's coming in to like pick him up and shit. I was like, oh god, like I'm going to hell. Like this dude died fighting for his life
in a handbasket.
Yeah, and I'm just
going to hell
and
in a
I'm just
handbasket.
going in on him. I'm like, fuck. So like now if I have a heckler, like I try to like make sure that they actually like not having a seizure, that shit like and that was a good like 6
If you had
years
to do
ago.
that, if you had to like, if somebody was heckling from way back in the crowd, you have to tell that story again every fucking time.
Yeah, I do.
You have to say, hey, I need to make sure that you're like
I do. I tell
aware.
them, like, I legitly tell them. Like, I had to make sure first. Like, I'll actually look out. Like, okay, you're not having a seizure. Fuck you. Yeah, I just start going in. But yeah, I mean, hecklers. I'm one of those people. Like, I like it because I do back and forth, and most of the time, I win. Well, all the time I win because I have a microphone. I'm
Talk your
louder
shit,
than
Sway.
you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have a microphone, so I'm gonna be louder than you anyway. So I can pretty much say wherever I want.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna hear me.
Everybody's gonna hear me.
Only the people that's in your direction are gonna hear you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I could say whatever, I could be like, oh, what did you just say about sucking dick, or whatever. And then you look like a dumbass because you're still going back and forth with me.
Right.
Like, what'd you say about you having a tiny dick and having ED? Like, what? Like,
And it's not what he said, but it
that's not
doesn't
what he
matter?
said. Yeah. So then it's like, so everybody else is laughing besides your table because your table's embarrassed now.
Because everybody's laughing at you and nobody heard what you said.
Exactly. So it's like, well, fuck. So I like to do crowd work, but if it gets a heckler out, then I'm all for it.
I want that smoke.
I want that smoke because it's just more fun.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% I agree. I 100% agree. You're funniest heckler. Please don't tell me it's the seizure guy, because God.
No, it's not.
I'm going to lose my shit.
No, so I had, so I was in Fredericksburg, and I had a guy try to heckle me, and I couldn't understand the word he was saying, because it's Fredericksburg. Some of the people down there have had a lot of meth, so they don't have any teeth anymore. Exactly, right? Exactly. So he's trying to say shit to me. I'm like, I don't understand a single word you just said. If you don't take your ass back to Culpeper or a swamp, take your ass back to the mountains. So like he kept going back and forth. I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, you don't have enough teeth. Like, I need you to get a better dental plan. Like, I don't understand. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. You know what you sound like? One of those auction people. I was like, no, soul. And everybody just fucking died. And I was like, all right, well, that's it for me. I don't need to tell any more jokes.
I'm cutting this episode right now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on another episode of Ours Is the Most podcast, because I just can't with this nigga.
I'll be drinking, too. Like, and the more I drink before I get on stage, the worse I am. Because, like, normally I try to have a filter, but once I start drinking, I don't give a fuck. Fight me in the parking lot. I don't care. Like, I want all that. So get the triple K, get the coons out here. Not coons. Well, I fell. Hold on. KKK. There we go. KKK.
Why did coons
Hold on.
roll?
No, because I have a joke about this car dealership called Coons, and then like it goes into my bit. We'll talk about it later. But
Wait a minute. Let me write that down.
oh shit.
Yo, all bad.
Oh god.
Holy shit. Yo, man, I need the word. I need the fucking word right now. So, content sources. Okay. Now, me being a podcaster, I pull a lot of my content from social media. Mm-hmm. I have to. I have to stay hip with what's going on, especially for it to be based off of Black millennial perspective. Exactly. I have to see what the Black millennials are perceiving. But I pull my content from a lot of different things because sometimes people play or feel vulnerable in a lot of different situations where they'll talk about how they feel. Like one of my part-time bosses was a Uber driver. Mm-hmm. So a lot of content.
Yep.
All you had to do is get somebody in the car and open up with a conversation. You get the conversation going, now you're just picking a brain.
Exactly.
Where do you get your content from?
Honestly, just personal experiences. Mm-hmm. Just stuff that's happened, and then like stuff from like every day that I'm just like, man, this shit is fucking unbelievable. I'm gonna sell this shit on stage, and then next thing you know, because like comedy is it's about truth, but then you got to put a spin on it.
Yeah.
So
exaggerated almost.
Exaggerated, yeah. So then sometimes I'll just exaggerate the story, and then just go from there. Yeah. But most of the time it's usually that, or if I see something stupid on Facebook or current events,
now I gotta talk about it.
That. Yeah, so it's like, now I gotta talk about it before everybody else does. Like I try to go for the current events that everybody's not on because after a while, everything sounds the same. Like when Trump got elected, everybody and their grandmother was doing Trump jokes. And you'd be at a comedy show, open mic, with like 40 comics, and all 40 comics are doing the same.
Trump jokes?
Yeah, Trump jokes. And then like everybody just like, it's beating a dead horse. So I try to go outside the box of what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So
You play video games, right?
always.
You play your concert from there?
Yes. I'll see shit in video games, and then I'm like, yo, I gotta actually, talk about this shit too.
Yo.
Like Call of Duty.
It's so easy though. It's
Yeah.
so easy. Like I don't know, maybe it was like 2 years ago. I used to play Destiny 1, and we were running a raid, and somebody was talking so much shit like in the party chat.
Yeah.
And because you used to find your like party members online and shit. So like one of the party members is talking about, oh man, all you guys fucking suck. Like you're all a bunch of nothing but a bunch of niggers, Jews, and faggots. Like he said that. He said niggers, Jews, and faggots. And the funny thing is, like, it's a jump section of the fucking grade. And then like I aim my controller back and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute. The person that just called everybody a nigger, Jew, and faggot, like, is the person that's struggling with the jump. Like, we're all sitting up here waiting on this one guy. So then I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, nigga, aren't you the one, like, we're waiting for right now? This motherfucker left the party. So, like, one of the dudes that was in the group, like, got on the website and was like, hey, looking for a member for the raid. We welcome all niggers, Jews, and faggots. And that's like shit you can't make up.
Yeah,
like, that is real
up.
life experience, and you're just pulling it from a fucking video game of, like, where people feel free.
Yeah.
It's where, like, people feel they're safest to say their most outlandish shit is where you can pull the best content. Like, fucking Uber driving. Like, when you're locked in the car with somebody and people are like, oh, yeah, if you want to hear about my life story, I'll tell you that. Same as video games. Like, oh, you want to hear about my opinion? I'll tell you that and shit like that.
Oh, God. I have a story, a funny story about speaking out loud, just like that. I was at a show. I was
Like,
packing up all my
niggers,
gear.
Jews, and faggots?
Close. You're gonna like this one. So I'm packing up all my stuff and I'm taking it to my car. So I have like 2 Tupperware containers full of shit. So I get to my car and I have a hatchback. So the hatchback is pretty much like I'm parallel parked in DC. So I have a car pretty much on top of my car. Mm-hmm. So I see the car and I'm like, you fucking cock-sucking communist Jews. And right behind me, look, hey, catch this. As soon as that came out of my mouth, the headlights for the car behind me that was parked on me came on, and there's 2 Ethiopian people standing right behind me. And I'm like, fuck. This Ethiopian couple just had a nice romantic date, about to go home and smash, and they get called a fucking cock-sucking communist Jews, which is an oxymoron, because there's no such thing ever that. And I'm just like, fuck. And I couldn't do nothing. I just looked forward. They got in their car and just peeled right out. I was like, shit. This is why I don't drink Fireball too much at shows.
There's everything wrong with that in itself. You drinking Fireball before you get on the stage? Like, I have questions. Like,
I'm usually like 4 shots down before I get on stage.
Oh, Fireball?
Yeah, Fireball.
We're going to have to upgrade your liquor. Like,
Well, I mean, that's easy for me to do. Like, I can take Fireball
yeah,
shine.
because it tastes like Big Red.
Yeah, exactly. And
Well,
then
like-
afterwards, I'm drinking Long Islands, Irish trash cans, whatever, after after I get off stage. But just,
Congratulations on being my first, like, most basic bitch. You are my most basic bitch I've had on stage. I started with Fireball and I end with Long Island and trash cans. Like, God damn it.
I know,
Brandon.
right? I told you, I've been messing with white girls too long.
Yeah. Again, we're going to come to it. I promise.
I know. This will all make sense in a little bit, I promise.
But, God damn it. PC culture.
Oh, God.
PC culture as a comedian. How do you maneuver that?
I just I treat everybody the same. Yeah, if you treat everybody the same, like I try to make any gay jokes.
You try to make it?
I try not to. Like, I try not to.
But that's where we are in today's day and age.
That's where we are. Like, I'll like touch on it, but I'm not like bashing. Like, a lot of people like to bash on it. Like, I'll joke around about my gay coworker.
Yeah.
Like, I'll joke around about that for like a little bit, but like, not nothing, where it's like too offensive.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, he checks me out or whatever, and he snapped my ass one day, and I was like, I have a story about how I gave like a motivational pep talk on a Saturday, And I was like, all right, guys, let's go out there and, kick ass today. And then he smacked my ass. I was like, what was that for? And he said, good game. I was like, we're not even playing basketball. Like, what the fuck? We're at work. I was like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning and smacking my ass on a Saturday. Like, what the fuck?
I haven't even had my coffee yet.
Yeah, I haven't even finished my iced coffee yet. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? So like like that's the stuff I'll do, like, something like that. But I'm not like talking about. I have one joke where I talk about being gay, but not me being gay. It's like my ex had this rule where like we can mess around with the same sex, and I was like, I don't see a scenario where I would ever be at wing night. Like, man, these wings and beer are great. I need a dick in my mouth now. Like I would just that's like that would never happen. Like guy on guy action is not hot. Like girl on girl action is hot. Like you can put on a strap on, and it's almost like the same thing. But like there's no such thing as a strap on pussy.
Yes, there is.
There's now
Fleshlight.
Well, I'm not gonna be like, hey Chad, put your your flashlight between your legs and tuck your dick in so I can fuck you. Like that's something you would never say to another guy. Like
my head hurts from laughing.
There is no chill here.
There's no way like you can do that and then go home the next morning with man juice in your mouth and then like kiss your girl and act like that never happened. Like no, you're on the other team at that point. You're gay. Like you can't go back. You can't.
This has been another episode of Ass.
So if I do gay jokes, that's like the basis of it, stuff like that.
Yeah, nah.
I'm not like bashing gay people.
No, because it's funny because like there used to be a time where you could do that as a
you
comedian.
can.
Like
yeah.
you like
you could.
You think about Eddie Murphy, Delirious and Raw. Like you were allowed to bash gay.
Yeah, you
people
was.
then. Now, like if you make jokes about gay people, you have to talk about like how much they contribute to today's society. Like
Exactly.
Sticks and Stones by Dave Chappelle.
Yep.
He was talking about like the impact that gay people are having in today's society. But like that's where we are in jokes. Any more than that, if you're bashing gay people, then like that's an issue.
Yeah.
So what are other like jokes you have to tread carefully on other than gay jokes?
Racism. It depends. Like it depends on where you're at. Like in DC, they're kind of like, like if I.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna go to Southern Virginia and start cracking like cracker jokes. Like that's not gonna happen.
I would. I talk about dating white women on stage in front of them. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, this could be your darting in this thing. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, y'all gonna lynch me that, hey, I had a fun life. That's just where I'm at.
I've lived my experiences.
There's the helmet to die on, so I'm okay with that.
Yo. So then what do you avoid? I'm questioning.
I mean, I try to avoid the gay jokes depending on where I'm at, depending on the crowd. I mean, pretty much nothing's off limits for me. Except for like rape. Like that's the only thing I don't talk about is like rape and like sexual assault. Like I did have a joke back in the day about it before it turned all big. Like I used to tell a joke about how I went to a party and I was
Wait. Be prepared for what you're about to do.
No, I'm prepared.
Okay.
No, because I don't tell the joke anymore, so I can say it here. I mean, I might bring it back now, but I'm not. I don't plan
Depending on the
it.
feedback from the podcast episode?
Depending on it. So I used to have this joke about how I used to go. I went to a party one time, and I was trying to hit on this girl, and she was like, I wouldn't date you if you was the last guy on earth. And I was like, if I'm the last guy on earth, who's going to stop me? So this was years ago, so you can't say that shit now. And the white people would get so uptight. I'm like, look, I'm trying to repopulate the world here, okay? Like, don't give me. But now I can't do that. Like at first I could, like that was like my kind of soften it up. But like now I can't even do that shit. So it's like, well, fuck. All right, well, have fun with that joke.
Nah, you gotta bring that shit back. I'm sorry. That shit's funny.
It is funny. I fucking love that.
Thank you for everybody that's been joining us on this series that is the Our Sins and Woes podcast, but we are now discontinued.
We're getting tapped down by Facebook tomorrow.
Demonetized in every way, shape, or form. It has been a great run, everybody. We appreciate your support. Wow. But who's going to stop me? Yo.
It's true, though.
Yo, half the audience
Okay,
just went, that's not funny.
Exactly. Like, oh.
Wrong podcast. If you don't think that was hilarious, you're on the wrong podcast.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
sorry. You know what's funny though? When you talk about stuff like that, like it brings me back to the thought that like women comedian, and I feel like they can get away with anything.
They can.
Yo,
They honestly can.
like a woman can make a gay joke. They can make a racist joke and stuff. Like Sarah Silverman's been getting away with it for decades.
Yes, she has.
Sarah Silverman is like the most raunchiest comedian I've ever met, and like nobody questions what she says. Nobody throws a stir. Kevin Hart comes on and says something, everybody loses their shit.
Exactly.
Granted, Dave Chappelle, maybe back in the past he wasn't allowed to say shit, but now he can come out and say whatever the fuck he wants. But that's Dave Chappelle. He's been in it for 20 years. Like, who are you gonna tell him?
Exactly.
But like, new female comedians can come out and they can say whatever the fuck they want. They have the gateway.
They do.
It's so fucking weird. It's like,
is.
why?
It's like last night I was at my show and this chick was talking about how she used to always get molested by priests and like nobody said nothing. I was just like, people are laughing at it and I'm just like, what
And
the
just going
fuck?
with it?
Yeah, just going with it. I was like,
You know, I think it's like when the victim talks about it.
yeah,
Well, not the victim, but a possible victim
yeah.
talks about a situation in which they can be involved in. Then you can be like, okay, I guess I can laugh at it.
Yeah.
But if you're a possible culprit, that's
Yeah,
what changes
that's
things.
what changes things.
You
Like-
can't be a black guy talking about like doing some illegal shit with a white girl.
exactly.
That's your ass. That's your career
yeah,
and your
that's
ass.
everything. You get everything snatched off.
But
Yeah.
if you're a person that can talk about a bad situation and you could be a possible victim to that, that is what makes it okay. And that's
Exactly.
so stupid
It
that that's
is.
the way the comedian world works.
My bad. I'm sorry. I should.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on another episode of the Asons of Woes podcast.
I had an alarm set. My bad.
For what?
To wake me up, because you know
Bro.
I take naps after work. What you? Oh, I take naps after work.
This was pre-scheduled.
I know, but my Wednesday, I have it every Wednesday. All right, you know what? I'm not here for this. Don't judge me my nap times.
Troll culture. That's literally all I got. Troll culture. Do you feel like trolls take away from comedians?
Not really.
Like the posting on social media, because like troll culture is all. I don't care what anybody says. Troll culture is based off of resharing and reposting,
Exactly.
being completely unoriginal in comedian world or the comedy world.
Yeah.
Like all you do is take some original ass meme that somebody else put up on Twitter or Facebook and stuff like that, and you reshare and you repost it and stuff like
I
that.
got friends that do it all the time.
But does
They
that
put-
affect you as a comedian?
No, I mean, unless it's my shit. It's my shit that we fighting. I'm reporting your shit and everything.
I want all this.
Yeah.
No, it pisses me off because I see like people would be like, oh, I'm hilarious, and then like you're like, okay, what basis do you have on that? Oh, well, have you
Oh,
looked at
just
my
reshare.
timeline?
Yeah.
And it's nothing but a bunch of reposts and a bunch of fucking SpongeBob memes.
Well, I mean, that's what happens. You know, a lot of, like, we call them internet comics. You know, they
That's a thing. That's what the comedian world calls them.
yeah,
that's hilarious.
Like internet comics.
Wait,
Like
what do you call funny podcasters?
internet comics? I don't care.
Shit.
I'm joking. No, but like podcasts is different though.
Yeah.
But like you know, because like people they internet comments, they be like, oh, I'm in internet comment, and they put that as their title on fucking Facebook or Instagram, like,
Yeah.
I'm funny online, blah blah blah.
They should make a new job. Called meme reposter.
That's honestly all it is. It's just meme reposting, and then if they have a fancy logo, you know, they just put a logo on it. I actually have a friend that does that. Like, he will just steal people's memes,
And then put his own logo
put
on
his
that
logo
shit.
on that shit, and then repost it.
It's like cropping out somebody's signature on an art.
Yeah.
And then like adding your own signature
Exactly.
to it.
Yes. I'm like, nigga, I just posted, like, I'll post something, and then, like, I'll be on Facebook or whatever, and then, like, I'll see him post a meme with his logo on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, I also, when I showed it to you, I wasn't trying to steal credit for it. Like, I made it, but
Right.
I'm like, how you gonna steal it and then try to make it yours like that?
So again, you don't feel like those people take away from you?
I mean, they're trolling on like their friends like message boards, so it's not like it's like in a grand scale of anything. Like what they do is not getting.
But if
far.
they're taking your jokes, like say if they're reposting your shit and they don't like tag you in it.
Well, that's why I'm posting on the internet because
Big
somebody.
I mean, I have to. I'm out.
I mean,
internet
that's
podcaster,
different though.
but-
I mean, but that's different. I mean,
Yeah.
I can do a set and then like your show's always gonna be different because you have different hosts and then you know you talk about different things. Me, for the most part, you know, most of my stuff is gonna be the same to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And then if I post something 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see some kind of very some kind of, the same thing pretty much, if you show up or whatever. So posting, jokes is different because, once you see it on the internet, it's like, oh, well, why did I need to show up in person to,
You ever use that to benefit you? Like, in the sense of, like, let me try this joke out. Like, Andrew Schultz again. He has that, fuck, I can't remember what it's called. When he has the comedians come through and they, like, see how raunchy their jokes are. And they see how, like, how they'll work. You ever do that? Like, post it on social media and say.
I mean, like, certain things, like, back in the day I used to, but now I'm lazy and I'm, like recording. Like,
you
all
just
these,
say, fuck it, let me try it out on
like, fuck
stage.
it. Like, I'll just stay on stage and, like, voice record it. And then, like, all right, cool. I got put my phone, record it. All right, cool. Audio, sounds good.
Yeah.
And I just run with it. But, like, actually set up a tripod and all that stuff. I'm like, fuck that. Like, that's too much work now. Like, I don't even record myself having sex no more. Like, I used to do that. Like, I was like, okay, don't act like I'm the first person to ever do that. That's a lot of work, okay? Like, to make sure you get a perfect video of you, your stroke game. Okay, all right.
No,
that's
you're not wrong.
Okay, thank you. See, all right, see, that's a lot of work because you gotta.
You're a cameraman. You are a cameraman. I expect you to agree with what he just said.
But I mean, before that,
You were a cameraman.
I was a drummer first.
Hey. Wait. I bet you were. I bet you were a drummer. But I'm not a comedian here today, so playing off of today's culture, how big is that in like the comedian world? Like, how big is like Sting? Because I think it was Charlemagne that pointed out, like, when he referenced fucking who the fuck is it that the saying Black Men Don't Cheat. And Smile Bitch.
Lil Duval.
Lil Duval.
Duval, yeah.
He was talking about, like, he always loves listening to Lil Duval's political views. And he was like, it's best to hear the political views of a comedian.
Yeah.
Because they'll say whatever the fuck they want, but they have to stay situationally aware of what's going on in today's culture. How big is the pace of today's culture to your stand-up?
It's very big because you don't want to be that old comic because a lot of times what happens, like, these old heads.
And you're still talking about JFK?
But, yeah, you still talking about JFK, and then like everybody in the crowd just like, man, I wasn't even alive when JFK, got assassinated. Like, you guys at least stay current. Like Jimmy Walker, I met him before, and he talks about like old shit, and it's just like, when you come up to 2019, like you talk about Walkmans and shit still, like what?
CD players that have FM jammers.
Yeah, it's like you talk about shit. Like nobody wants to hear about that. Like so you gotta stay current because if you're not current, then nobody.
But just staying old also keep you relevant, like because you're not always gonna have like 20 to 30 or 22 to 36 the millennial generation at your shows. Sometimes you might have an old couple that wants to go out and see something special, so you have to keep your jokes like.
I mean, have the best of both worlds at that point.
Yeah.
Or be able to make it relatable because you're an older person.
Yeah.
Make it relatable to them, trying to because it's funny watching old people trying to come to our world, try to,
Is it? Because I think it's the most annoying thing on the planet.
It is. I want to punch my mom almost every other day because she.
See, I'm not gonna say that.
Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm jokingly.
Every time before I shoot an episode, I call my mom up and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I know she's gonna give me like some of the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
That I know. Like, she gives me solutions. I don't want solutions. Arsons and woes. We talk about problems.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not trying to solve the world. I'm not curing the world of racism or
That's how my
like
mom
that.
is too.
I want to address racism in today's society.
Exactly.
But like, I will like reach out to them to see how they feel.
Yeah.
Just to get like a different perspective, so I can play that role as opposed to like the millennials that I'm talking from my millennial mindset, but I also have to be able to talk to as a host. I have to be able to talk about other people's perspectives and stuff like that, based off of what your perspective is. So I reach out. That older, and even the younger. Like sometimes I'll talk to my little brother about it. Like the older and the younger perspective does play a role.
It does,
but it doesn't like determine the show. But to keep the older people and the younger people interested, sometimes I have to piggyback off of how they think or ask questions from their questions.
Yeah, I mean, because like more times like out of the nine, if I'm in like I said earlier, when I'm like surveying the crowd, I'm trying to make sure that when I talk, tell my jokes. I could tailor them so like maybe if some old person's in the crowd and they don't understand what Twitter is, I know that I need to address what Twitter is so that they can, be on board with the joke. And it's
Wait a
even
minute,
explaining that sometimes.
Wait a minute. What old person do you have to explain?
Hey man, Fredericksburg's wild as shit sometimes.
Our
Some of them
president is the most notorious on
Hey
Twitter.
man, look, like I said, some old people,
Yo, I hate Fredericksburg so much.
they don't have teeth, they don't have internet, okay? Like that, some of them. If you go out to Culpeper County, you're fucked, okay?
Yo, why do you keep attacking Culpeper?
Because everybody does. Like, Culpeper shit. Like, there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there.
Yo,
Like, it's close to
I'm gonna live out in
Charlottesville.
Culpeper. Leave her alone, okay?
I got one too, but it's close to
Be like that.
Charlottesville. It's,
Oh my god.
no, but you gotta stay hip though. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you
the
do.
thing. You gotta stay hip, and then like comedy's all about staying hip, and also being able to bring everybody together.
Yeah.
So everybody's laughing all together, and then and educating also. So as long as you can do all
as
that.
a local artist, because you're all throughout the DMV area,
Yeah.
right? So with that being said, as a local artist, you have to stay. Can you survive off of just worldly news, or do you sometimes have to like stay very integrated with everything that goes on in DMV? Like, do you have to turn on local news more than you turn on national news?
I'll probably say national.
You can play off of that.
I can
just
play off
alone?
of national. I mean, I'll play off of local, but if I do, it's kind of like I have a joke about the Redskins that I do, and I'll just like be like, "Yo, the Redskins suck" or whatever, and name off some teams that they lost to in the past, and I name off like a high school, like the local high school, and it's a cheap pop, but it gets everybody laughing.
Yikes!
So like if I was doing jokes in Woodbridge, I'd be like, "Yo,
The Redskins lost to
Redskins, lost to everybody."
Forest Park High School.
Yeah, I would just name drop Forest Park, and it always gets a reaction. And if I want to go like really deep, I'll be like, "Yo, Forest Park's Art Club." Like I was just like just to be a dick, depending on how I feel, So like sometimes you gotta pay
You got
attention.
migraine with you right now.
So sometimes like you have to pay attention to local, but
Yeah.
It's both. It's both. I changed my answer. It's both.
No, it's great because I couldn't see like a lot of these big name, no offense,
Yeah.
but like a lot of these big name comedians playing off of local jokes. So I was like, granted, like how many times did Dave Chappelle come out and talk about where he's from and stuff like that, or him driving through his
Exactly.
neighborhood and stuff like that. But like if you started naming like streets and high schools and stuff like that, we wouldn't get it. But you being a local artist, we could understand it. Like at a certain point, like say you were in the whole DMV area, or because you are in the whole DMV area, you can name counties.
Yeah.
You could like Prince William County or PG County, or like
Yeah.
you could
County.
actively avoid, but
Yeah.
like you could name shit like that,
Yeah.
and like people would get it.
And
Like if you described PG County,
Yeah, and most
People know what you're talking
headliners,
about.
like most touring headliners that have been doing it for a while, they'll do that. Like they'll come into the town and then they'll like walk around or drive
Frolic
around
in the wind.
Yeah, and then you'll find out things about the local town and use that on stage.
Yeah.
And then those are
Content.
the ones that and those are the ones that usually get the biggest reaction from the crowd and get called back to performing at those towns.
yeah,
Because you could talk about your general stuff, but people want to hear about everybody wants to hear their name, right? Mm-hmm. But people want to hear about their town, their hometown more than anything else.
Yeah.
So if you could do that and pull that,
if you could be a non-local comedian that's talking about the local area,
yeah, and then
God
it's like,
forbid
oh
you
man,
relate to
yeah,
the
and then
crowd.
like, oh man, our town's going up there, yeah, and everybody feels special.
PG County.
I was born in PG County. Fuck that
I'm
shit.
sorry for you.
I left as soon as I came out. I left. I've been in Woodbridge all my life. I was
man.
born at Clinton Southern Hospital. Yeah. As soon as I came out, they sent me home. I went straight to Woodbridge. Never looked
out the
back.
room?
Yep, straight out the room, straight to Woodbridge. Never looked back. Hate PG County. Only thing get out there is the MGM. That's it.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong.
Yeah.
Now, your profession of being a comedian. Now, first of all, I got to segue into this. We got to talk about this Instagram picture. You're killing me,
gosh.
man. You're killing me.
Which Instagram?
Every time I
picture?
look on your page, you look like a real estate agent. I have to talk about that.
Oh gosh.
You look like a real estate agent. You're all standing up, posted in. Like, yeah, with no glasses on.
I know, right?
It's the only time I never see you with glasses. So, like, I look like, oh, like, he's trying to sell me a house. Oh, no, wait, he's trying to sell me jokes? Get the fuck out of here. Like,
So the idea behind that was...
oh, God, there's a premise to this?
There's a premise to it. So like the idea behind it was I wanted to go for like a yearbook look. Just
As a comedian?
Yeah, as a comedian. Because it's funny, because you'll laugh at it. So it's funny.
Big facts.
And you see it on the flyer, and you're like, what the fuck?
How many houses is he trying to sell?
Let me go to the show to hear what this guy has to say. So, like, the idea of it was, I wanted to go for something wacky. And the photographer was like, hey, let's go for this. And I was kind of like, he was like, yo, do like some wacky, like unbutton your collar, look all crazy. Like you just had a crazy day from work. I'm like, no, I want the professional yearbook look. Like I want, the first grade photo.
How hard did this photographer try to talk you out of this shit? Because
He didn't at all. He's a comic also, so he didn't even try.
You need to find a new photographer.
I know, but I like those photos though. All right, we're gonna talk, but I like those photos though. But I mean,
Shout out to 795. Shout out to 795 Production.
But here's the thing: when I posted those photos, people made so many memes. The memes on my Facebook page that people made are fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like, I had like over 200 comments on one photo alone. My main profile photo.
Yeah.
Over 200 comments, and half of them were memes. People just photoshopping me into shit. Like I got photoshopped into the OJ case.
Wait.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How did you describe? Dive in it.
So I got photoshopped. I'm sitting, with my blue shirt, not the Instagram one. I had a Facebook one where I'm in a button-up shirt, tie on. And that got photoshopped into the OJ court case where all the lawyers are sitting around OJ. I got photoshopped into that photo. That I was at, like, it looks legit.
You were a member of the jury?
I was a member of his team. I was like, yo, this is funny. And people would put like all these, like, I got posted as a weatherman. I got posted as an insurance agent. Like, I got posted, somebody put the browser logo at the bottom of it. I got posted, like, it's intense. The number of memes that people posted with that photo.
Oh, bad.
And that's what got, and I got bookings out of it because people were like, yo, this is funny as shit. You. So I was, everybody was talking about me.
It's funny?
It was a straight week that everybody's talking about me, and I got so many bookings.
Only a comedian or somebody that just has like bottomless amounts of ego can pull that off. Because like to be able to make yourself a joke on like the internet.
Yeah.
And be able to say, I'm getting bookings out of this. Like I'm getting who's the first guy that William Hong.
Oh yeah.
From American Idol.
Yeah. And he got bookings out
He
the
got
ass.
bookings from shit like that. And like you're literally coming out here and you're showing yourself as an ass.
Yeah.
But like you don't care about that. You're willing to deal with the feedback, the backlash and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And it's crazy that like there are only a certain level of people that can do that, and specific comedians like that is what you expect negative feedback because you want to play off of it, and stuff like that. So it's crazy that you brought that out because first thing I think about is William Hong, and like, I feel so bad for that guy. Or like everybody else is in the preliminary rounds of American Idol.
Exactly. Half of them just going out there to get try to get seen, and then hope something happens out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I did with mine. I was like, fuck it, people are gonna talk about me.
Now I'm out there.
Yeah, I'm out there, and I was getting bookings. I'm like, yeah, and people were like, yeah. So you might have seen my intro is like you might have seen this guy on a meme on Facebook recently, and like that was my intro for a bunch of shows for a while. So like, fuck yeah, all right, cool, whatever. And then people would add me like, oh my god, this is fucking like I would get people.
Hi Franklin.
Me. Yeah.
Hi Franklin the Turtle.
I get that show all the time. Also, I have a joke where I get called Franklin the Turtle all the time. So I made it to a joke, and people look at me and they're like, yo, you really do like Franklin the Turtle.
Facts. Big facts.
Yeah, exactly. And I just go with it because it gets people laughing, and it's true.
It did look like him.
Yeah, I look exactly like him.
Look like
I got called Franklin. I got called Caillou. Like, yeah.
Caillou was a bald white guy. You at least have a hairline.
My nickname in high school was Little Bill.
I can see that.
Yeah, all throughout high school, that was my nickname, Little Bill. Like nobody called me Brian, everybody called me Little Bill. And she's Googling Franklin Turtle right now just to clarify. I bet. Yeah, exactly. I told you. And that's what happens at shows. When I say that, people will be like,
they'll pull up their phone and look up Franklin.
and there's always that one person, like, I'm already on to the next joke, and they just,
Right,
like,
and
I'm
they're
not
still
even, yeah, and they're still, like, they just bust out
Scrolling
laughing.
through the Google images.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I know you're still back to the front. You know, okay, cool. All right, everybody, you know.
Yo, did you see how slowly she turned her phone around?
Yeah,
Like while she
she was like, fuck, I'm busted. Yeah, because that's what happens. I'm used to it.
It's so bad he knew you were looking.
I know.
I'm geeked. I'm so fucking geeked. Oh shit. Yo, Franklin, come on now, you're killing me.
I'm trying not to. I'm
All right.
trying to get this all together. We're gonna make it through.
I can't tell. Does being a comedian get you ass? Or
Yes.
Is that an urban myth? Oh, it is.
It does. Like when I first started doing comedy, I was like, "Yo, I'm here for like the blowjobs." Like my friends like joking around about it. It's like, "Yo, man, you get blowjobs and girls." So I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So like the first, I would say like the first like 4 months.
Thank you for joining us on the series of the Asses and Wolves podcast. I decided to change my career goal from a podcast host to a comedian. Blowjobs.
It's true though because like girls want somebody that can make them laugh, right? Boom.
It was ha ha ha, and then your drawers were off.
Yeah, and that's happened. That's happened.
Episode name. Episode name.
That's happened. There's been times where I've been on shows, and then there's a girl out there, and she's like, "Well, hey, you're single, you're funny, let's go have a drink." Next thing you know,
I'm getting blowjobbed in the back of my Honda Accord.
yeah, you're in a blowjob, or you're balls deep inside of her, and then you're off to the next town. If it's her, you're off to the next town. Boom.
Is it the comedy or is it the spotlight though?
Both.
Which one plays a more significant role?
Comedy, because I've seen people do be on stage and then not funny, and then
Still get ass.
they still get ass. Like I had a friend that was at my show. He was like one of the last comics, and he was talking to these chicks while he's on stage, and they was out of town, and then they just started talking afterwards, and he had his first one night stand at my show. And I was like, kudos to me.
Yo, yeah, all right, you took the credit for that?
Yeah, I took those 6 points. Fuck yeah, it was my show. I took those 6 points. And she was gone off to fucking Czechoslovakia the next morning. So
Oh my god.
he wasn't gonna see her again. They wasn't gonna see each other.
Oh bad. Oh fucking.
That's how comedy's like that though. Sometimes girls.
Can you get ass being funny without being a comedian? Wait. Hold on.
I mean, if you're an internet comic, and you got a lot of views and shit, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I guess that might be so.
I mean, if you got like 20,000 Instagram followers, and then you like, yeah, I'm about to record this live podcast.
Oh, so I gotta be a biner.
No, I mean you do podcasts, and then
I gotta be a male version of Brittany Ritter. God, I really gotta start bringing her name up. Like, I'm really, I literally am. Like for the last 5 episodes, I've been bringing up.
Really?
Yeah, she's the Twitter of social media. Like it's so easy. It's just too easy.
But I mean, once you get to that spotlight, girls gonna be like, oh well, he's in the spotlight, so I'm white.
Nah, fuck that. If you wasn't my first 100 followers, I can't fuck with you.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
I need these bitches to be here from the ground up.
But once those titty bitches show up, you're gonna cave or ass as well.
My standards are too high.
Okay, I mean, hey,
I can lie to
get
myself.
enough
if I
Hennessy,
want. Anything is possible.
Anything's possible. Get enough Hennessy. That's happened to me a couple of shows. I had some Hennessy, next day I know I'm waking up next to a chick. And I have a rule. Okay, like back in the day, I had a rule like I would never spend a night out at a girl's house. Like if we're not dating, I'm smashing, I'm gone, or you're gone. Like I'm not no cuddling, no spend the night.
Which is weird because I feel the complete opposite way. I don't let women spend the night at my house. Yeah. Because I don't want you to see how like immaculate I am.
Well, I live with my mom, so you kind of can't spend the night. I mean, you could, but you just gotta be quiet, You gotta be quiet. You know,
I got nothing. No, I don't want them to know. Like I cook myself breakfast and like
that's the thing.
I drink myself wine while I watch Pitch Perfect and stuff. I don't want to be because they'd be like, yo. You don't watch Pitch Perfect in your spare time?
I just didn't think you watched Pitch Perfect.
Bruh, every time I'm at home, I'd be like, Alexa, play Riff Off from Pitch Perfect 3. Let's go.
Oh, I used to love Glee. I can relate. I used to love Glee, so I can relate, yes.
I love that shit, but I don't want them to know that.
You don't want them to know it, you know.
Remind me to edit this part out. I don't want them to know that. But no, like, that's the kind of shit. So I'm like, no, let's go to your place. Because I know, like, you live like trash. You got, like, clothes on the fucking floor of your house. You got 3 roommates. And all y'all share a Netflix account. So, like.
Exactly. But, I mean.
Let's go to your house.
That was my thing. I would never spend the night because I didn't want them to, like, build that, you know, that felt like I care about them. Kind of, you know. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, smash. I'm gone. Cool.
What was your address again?
No, I'm just saying, but if you get Henny in your system, like I don't drink Henny, okay? There was one time I did. I had 2 Henny shots.
No, we know. You drink Fireball. You
I know.
Basic ass bitch.
And I had Henny, and I passed out the shit's house.
A real ratchet nigga.
I did. And in this girl's bed, you know, we go into town, and then I wake up the next morning. She's like, "Hey, you broke your rule." I'm like, "Fuck." So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I gotta go. It's my day off, whatever. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta go home. You know, get myself back together. So I'm walking to my car, and I got passed by. Like I'm parked all the way in, like a mile away from my car, because like the visitor parking was like on the other side of the fucking county or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm walking to my car, and there's 2 bus stops, and there's high school kids, and they know I'm doing the walk of shame.
Yo, like Amber Rose.
Yes.
You should have smiled, bro.
They were frying my ass up, and I was so ready to punch them. But
you let some high schoolers fry you up for doing the walk of shame?
I can't.
Bro, they were probably virgins.
I
You were
know.
out of line for letting them get away with that.
Nah, there's too many of them. There's too many numbers.
Yeah, you could have took them.
Nah, man, there's too many
1
of them.
foot for 3 people.
That's true, but there was too many of them.
Yo, all right.
Look, I'm okay getting fried up by high schoolers. I'm not getting my ass whooped by a gang of high schoolers. I can justify.
Fair enough.
Justify the numbers game, but I can't justify me getting my ass whooped by a bunch of high schoolers. I can't do it. So I was like, fuck, man. So I stopped drinking Hennessy after that.
It was the high schoolers that made you stop drinking Hennessy?
No, it was the fact that I had to do this walk of shame.
In front of the high schoolers.
In front of the high schoolers. And then the chick was like, yeah, you spent the night in my bed. Yeah. You were sleeping so loud. Like, she just kept roasting me. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like this is why, like, I know I snore loud. Like, this is why I'm spending the night. Like, I know me. I snore loud.
Oh, bad.
I don't know how to share the bed. You know, like, I'm going to kick you out your own bed. This is why I sleep in my own bed. And yeah, I felt very embarrassed. I was like, there's no more Hennessy for me. Last time I had Hennessy, I had the white Hennessy, and I was...
It's the best Hennessy.
Man, depends on when you're drinking it. I was
going I was out before the ball dropped on New Year's, and I was the one that brought the white Hennessy white. So, like, but I was definitely passed out on the couch before the ball dropped on New Year's.
Oh, yeah, that.
And we were playing my game.
No.
Somebody made a no cussing rule. I instantly lost. So,
damn.
It happens. It happens.
Hey, man, I can't mess with Henny.
A lot of people got me back for, like, shit I was doing, because I'm notorious for getting people fucked up at parties. The one time I got fucked up at a party, everybody wanted to pay me back, so it was really bad. You were there for that, weren't you? Yeah, you were there for that.
You gotta pay them taxes.
Hey, shout out to my cameraman for knowing when to shut the fuck up. With that being said, you ever smash a comedian?
Gosh, yeah. Once. Like, I had a rule that I would, like, never smash a comedian.
Don't shit where you eat.
Exactly. And I did. And, like, we're still cool. Like, you know.
Yo, I feel like she would use you as a segment.
That's why I never wanted to do it, but I would.
Smaller sacrifices, bigger battles?
I was drunk one night. I was really drunk.
The Hennessy kicked in, or was it the Fireball?
I don't know. Fireball. Oh. It was a couple Fireballs with some cranberry and vodkas, and she was just like, hey, you trying to go back? I'm like, you got big tits, let's go. And then and I was like, I normally don't do this, you know. And then she's like, well, let's just play just a tip. And we all know nobody wins just a tip.
I've never in my life heard a female say, let's play just a tip.
Yeah, and I fucking lost just a tip. I was like, fuck, all right. Yeah.
Bro, I feel like it's an ultimate setup. I don't know how you lost that.
I know, but like I said, I was
like, cause she was like, this nigga's gonna lose.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, nah, you gonna lose. Like, you gonna grab the shaft and be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
throw this motherfucker at me. So
Exactly. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna play just a tip. And
your
then,
ego isn't stronger than your urges. You need to fix that.
I know. It's good now. I'm in a good place now.
No.
But that's the only time I listened to a comic.
I can honestly say I've never, ever slept with a coworker. And I've worked with some hoes.
I mean, I slept
And
with
I've
coworkers
never-
also.
Absolutely not.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. I don't shit where I eat. It fucks up the dynamic. I need to be equally loved by every female that I work with.
I
So
mean,
if
true.
I'm fucking one female loves me more than the other.
Well, in that case,
That's a fact.
Well, while I was working,
Scientifically proven.
well, technically, at my part-time job, there was 2 females, and I was smashing both of them, so I was still being equally loved. So I mean, I had one for blowjobs and then one
Yeah,
for
but
smashing.
what about the other females?
No, there's only 2. This is back where I was working at
Oh,
Radio
you
Shack.
only had 2.
Yeah, I only had 2. I was
Oh,
working at Radio
fair enough.
Shack, and like one was for blowjobs, the other one was for for actually smashing.
Dividing the love.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. You made a very valid point. I've never been in a job field where I work for
And I was the assistant manager too.
less than 5 women.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had 2.
How lucky you should be.
I know. So I had one. I was like, oh, I'm closing with so and so. You're in the blowjob tonight. That's how it was. I was like, oh, I'm closing with so and so. Well, we're gonna fuck it in the back room before we get out of here. Like that's how. All right, if it's a slow night, we're just
Shout out to
lock
all the
the front
companies that
door.
don't have cameras in their back rooms.
That's the funny thing. We had a camera in the back room also, so we just knew how where to be at where we wasn't in camera. See, exactly. There's been times, I had my friends come by, my friends and benefits come by, and I was smashing them in the back room. And I was just, I'll be in a position where I can see the cameras, so I made sure nobody was coming back to, bother me.
So this Coons joke.
I knew he was going to cycle back to this. Oh, gosh.
I
Okay.
did write it down. So,
Okay.
like,
So I have a joke about Fredericksburg, about how it's very racist still.
facts.
And I like to tackle things head on, so I addressed it head on. I mentioned that one of the first things you see going into Fredericksburg is a huge ass Confederate flag on 95. Everybody seen it? We know what it is.
I don't go down to Fredericksburg, so I've never seen it.
Well, it's on the
That's a
fucking
lie.
side.
I
I'm
go
about
down
to say. How can you not?
I go down to Fredericksburg like every 2 weeks. So, like, but I've never seen this Confederate flag.
It's on. So
I
right.
actively avoid racist actions unless they are directly affecting me.
Oh, well, that's why you don't see it. But
Big
if
facts.
you look on the side of the road,
Hard
going
pass.
southbound.
Hard pass.
Oh, okay. Well,
Anytime I'm going
look.
to Fredericksburg, I'm looking on the side of roads to make sure I'm not getting pulled over by some white racist cop.
That's your shit, though.
Sirens? Ooh, slow down.
Yeah, right. That's why I use Waze. I'm like,
adjust myself.
Yeah, I know. Let me turn on this music here.
Alexa, play David Allen Cove. Shuffle Carrie Underwood playlist.
Yeah, right. Oh shit! But so I talk about that Confederate flag, and everybody's like, laugh or whatever. So there's another thing I joke around about is there's 2 things. I usually switch them back and forth about second and third. So one of the things I joke about is there's the car dealership called Coons Automobiles.
Yes, there is.
And
Koons.
yes. So I joke about that because, how most of the Coons dealerships is like Kelly's Coons or
Kelly's Coons.
Well, there's one Crystal Coons. It's Crystal Coons. I wouldn't know what her middle name is, but I hope it's not a K. But see, this is shit I think about. This is the shit I think about.
Wait a minute. Crystal Carolyn Coons? But they're all spelled with K's?
With K's, yeah.
Can you sign your initials? Yes, I'd rather not.
Yeah, exactly. Just stay with KK. Don't put that middle initial in there.
KKK. Oh, all bad. You you put KK, people be like, oh, she might be a sister. But you put KK, be like, oh, we can't hire her. Off limits.
Yeah, just we'll save her just in case we can't find anybody else. So I joke about that.
Unless our affirmative action does not work out for us.
Exactly. So I joke around about that. That's where the Coons comes in. And then the last part of the joke is where I talk about a company that's in Fredericksburg called Triple K Fencing. See, you heard of it. See? What? Yeah.
Triple K fencing.
Triple K fencing.
What are they building the border? Like
That's one of the jokes I use. Like Triple K fencing, they built the border like that. But like, so here's the funny part about
that
it.
goes back to where I was saying about like today's climate makes jokes unoriginal.
Exactly.
Anybody can come up with this.
Anybody can come up with it, but here's the thing: they have on Route 1, they have a banner on the side of the road, and you know it's funny, Route 1, Jefferson Davis Highway, but the banner for it.
I never thought about that till now.
See. So the banner has like their logo, Triple K fencing, and then it has the slogan. We take
I'm getting a fucking migraine thinking about
hold on, it's getting worse. They have the slogan. We take it by the competition, and then they have a white fence.
Oh no!
Yes, they have a white fence with a rottweiler trying to hop over the fence, but it can't because the fence is so high. And I'm like, man, look at the oppression of this shit. Like, it's fucking, like, if you was to see that shit, the sad part.
I fucking cannot.
See?
I fucking cannot.
The sad part is, see, that. Triple K fencing.
Holy shit. Hey, I'm just going to throw that in the video. I'm just going to let people see that.
And the
'cause that's
sad part
great.
is, I talked about that company for so long that they changed the banner. So like they just have like it says like Triple K fencing and it has like we build like different fencing.
Revolution
like,
in this
so
bitch.
like they have like two little they have like
Sound
two,
the alarm. DEFCON 5 is going down.
so they just got pictures of like different fences and then like two little like Chihuahua dogs. Like so like they changed the whole shit up. Because I've been ragging on them for so many years. Like
Yo,
that
see?
shit's fucking
That's what happened. That's how much
hilarious.
weight a nigga's voice holds.
Went from black to Mexican.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they did build the border. So
Yeah,
that
so
makes sense.
it was convenient timing, right?
Yo, I'm fucking geeked. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that in the video. Like
Dude,
that's how
do
bad
it.
it was.
Do it. Like that shit is fucking it. And the funny thing
but-
was, the other thing I meant to throw in was like the Coons automobiles was also on Jefferson Davis Highway also.
Facts.
Yeah, it is.
And they used to have two of them, but they closed down one because
Coons.
Coons.
Hey, shout out to the Coon Squad.
No,
Y'all
you know
what I'm
what's
talking
funny?
about? I got y'all.
No, I have a funny. So there's another bit. I hate telling my bits on whatever. It's a podcast. Nobody's showing it to the show, so whatever.
Facts. Big facts.
So I have a bit where I talk about how I went to Coons to see what kind of deals down on Black Friday, but they didn't have anything, so I was disappointed. And I went down to Sheehy, and they took care of me. And I was like, it's sad that I trust a Sheehy over a Coon.
This has been another episode of Outside the Podcast. This has been another episode. Thank you for joining us on this series. Wait, is it really a place called Sheehy?
Yeah, Sheehy's. Yeah, that's where my car's from. I got my car from Sheehy's. Yeah, that's why. That's where it all came from. I'm like signing the fucking lease. I'm like, oh wow, this is fucking funny. I didn't go to Coons. I went to Sheehy, and I'm like, oh.
And I got the car I was
And
looking
I got
for.
the car I was looking for. I got a black car from fucking Sheehy, and I didn't go to Coons. I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. And I was like,
Coons have let me down again?
yeah, they let me down. So I was like, fucking writing this shit down.
Bruh.
And I got it during Black History Month.
I can't, man.
I swear to God, I got my car February 24th, Black History Month. I went to Sheehy and Manassas.
If this is your first time tuning in, I'm so sorry. If that's what you had to go to. But I mean, feel free to slide in my DMs because haha, I knew your draws were gone. Like, with that being said, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Any questions, comments, concerns? No.
Bitches, gripes, complaints. Like, god damn.
No. I mean, if I could plug shows,
Go
that's
ahead,
cool.
by all means, please.
So you can catch me. I don't know what camera I should look at. Look at all three. Okay, hard camera. Oh, okay, that one. All
Yeah,
right.
that one.
I was looking at the biggest one. Okay,
No,
all right.
it's both of us, bro.
Okay,
That one's
I
you.
didn't know. Okay,
Nah,
hard
it's good.
camera.
Everybody fucks that up.
I know. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. We Want More Now. You can follow me on Cash App. Also, We Want More. Well, you can't follow me, but you can send me money on there.
Plug your shit, bro. Plug your shit.
Unplug it. Send me some PayPal credit. we want more now. Taking everything. However you want to follow me or support me.
You put your shit up on
more
YouTube?
Now. Not anymore. I used to. Like my first couple of years, I did. Like I was doing like every performance, and then it kind of like took away from it. So like every once in a while, I'll record something and then put it up. So I'm kind of like overdue for a recording.
Yeah.
But it's like there's stuff out there. I mean, but
shout out to 795 Production.
But no, like there's a couple things that me on stage out there.
Yeah.
If you go on my YouTube, it's comedian Brandon Moore. Got a couple like old videos, like stuff I don't do anymore, but still funny. What else? You catch me every Tuesday night at Shenanigans Irish Pub in Washington D.C. We do an open mic every week, so you can come out to that. Every fourth Tuesday we do a ladies' night /LBGTQ plus. So
what's the plus?
Whatever. You try to get me in trouble. No. Try to get me in trouble. No. I almost fell for it.
Longest closeout we've ever had.
I almost fell for the trap too. I almost walked right into that bitch too. Look, I have a team. They have been training me for the last month not to walk into the trap.
Welcome to the Arsons and Woes podcast.
I know. Whatever else they decide to add on to it, because I'm not getting the flyer remade, so that's it. They add any more letters, it's covered already. That's what the plus is in it. See, that was the PC way of answering that question. I'm about to start up an open mic in Fredericksburg. I got 2 every Wednesday night at Grapevine starting in November, and then Central Station also in Fredericksburg off of Princess Anne Street. If you don't know where that's at, think of Carl's Ice Cream. Everybody knows where that's at. If you don't know where Carl's Ice Cream is at, the shady motel that's across from that weird building that used to be a bowling alley that people got stabbed at and died, that's where I'm at Thursday nights. Come out. That's true as shit though. It used to be a bowling alley and people got fucking stabbed, and there's probably still some blood stains there. But hey, we tell jokes there now. On Thursdays.
With all that being said, thank you for joining us. Oh my God. To all my millennials, being your age is a sin, and no one wants to hear your woes. And everybody else, thank you for joining us on another episode of the Arsons and Woes podcast. Peace.
Sins and woes.